It's no secret that the NFT market is down bad. If you look here, even the blue chips are down massively in the NFT market right now. And what this means is you have to be smarter than ever and better than ever. So I'm going to share a quick little strategy for you to thrive during this bear market and come out of the next year and 2 years very, very profitably. So this is super simple. All you have to do is create a little spreadsheet of all of your NFTs, how many you hold, times the floor price, right? So this gives you an idea of the value of your collections. So if you hold 5 and the floor price is 0.2 Ethereum, you hold around 1 Ethereum worth of that NFT. Now you want to do this for all of your NFTs to understand what your current portfolio is like. Then what you want to do is create another column called conviction level, right? And in here you write on a 1 to 10 scale how confident you are that this project will be around and successful in the next bull market, which could be a few years away. So 1 to 10, and you just go in and go do that. Even if you need to review these projects a bit, go do it. You don't need to dive in for hours and hours. This needs to be a process where you can go do this for all of your NFT collections. Now, how do I decide where they are on this 1 to 10 scale? So I look at a few things, right? My level of conviction or belief that the project will be around is based on the following. Is the team anonymous, or are they actually doxed and people that are kind of out there and are putting themselves and their real identities out there? If they are, that means that I'm usually likely to trust them more than an anonymous project. Now, the founder's experience. Obviously, this depends on you knowing who the founders are. I want to back past entrepreneurs or builders with real experience building companies or building technical products, right? So either they have some sort of really great background in terms of having created something in the past, whether it be a business, whether it be some sort of kind of IP or comic or movie, etc. And I want to back those people. Or I want to back people who have technical expertise and can solve hard problems. So really great developers, people who've worked at the big tech firms or have worked in the startup world. So I want to look for people who are experienced and skilled. Now, the third criteria is, are they solving a real problem? So when I mean a real problem is, are they actually doing something with their NFT project that solves a real life problem, right? So for example, a lot of the projects I'm in are projects that have some sort of utility. So for example, Meta Angels is solving multiple problems, but the biggest one they're solving is through their Angel Labs accelerators. They're essentially helping Web3 companies launch their own NFT collections and helping experienced operators launch their own projects in the space. So that's a real problem that is really valuable. And they're also solving the problems of how do you build a community in a way that people are actually helping themselves out, instead of this vague sense of like, oh, we have a strong community, but there's no practical way to actually get a benefit from being in that community. So they're actually creating a sort of mastermind / membership model. So those are two problems they're solving. And that's kind of what I look for in projects that I invest in. Now, Doodles, for example, what is the problem they're solving? They're solving how do you onboard the mainstream to NFTs. So with their Doodles collection, everything they're doing is with the goal of trying to get millions of people onboarded onto NFTs. And basically, that's why I think they'll be a huge cultural brand, and one of the reasons why I'm heavily invested in Doodles. Now, the next question is, do they have a real revenue source for their NFT project? You can't just rely on secondary sales unless you're a massive blue chip. You need to actually have some way of generating further revenue. So with Meta Angels, what I like is that they have this whole revenue source that comes in from their Angel Labs, right? Because they're essentially taking a percentage of these NFT mints in exchange for accelerating them. So go check out Meta Angels, great project. So if they have a revenue source that's not just purely secondary sales, that usually means that they are a project that's much more likely to be around. Now, the last one is, I ask myself, based on these criteria, what is the chance of this project being alive and well in 5 years? And then I rate them 1 to 10. So the project's in the 1 to 7 conviction range, and I would do this regardless of whether it's a bull market or bear market. You want to really cycle out of those and sell those. If you have them, take your profits quickly on them. Even if you're down on them, I think it's better to just focus in on that 8 to 10 conviction range, where you're going to get far better returns on your NFT investments, right? So what my plan is during the bear market is I'm going to be selling a lot of my 1 to 7 conviction range projects slowly, and then I'm going to be buying more of those 8 to 10 conviction ranges where I'm like, okay, this is a really solid, basically project that has a very high chance of being around in 8 to 10 years. And I want to focus on 5 to 6 of those projects, because too many means that you don't understand the projects that well. It's better to understand 6 projects really well, understand their thesis, understand their business model, understand their community, versus trying to understand so many projects where you're just spread thin and you don't know which one's which. Now, if you're too heavy into NFTs, you should diversify into tokens, right? So go try, buying Ethereum, Solana, Bitcoin, and other quality, basically projects that are not NFTs. Try to diversify out of it. Maybe buy some real estate. And ultimately keep dollar cost averaging into quality NFT projects, quality tokens, quality investments. Don't put all your eggs into one asset class. So my opinion is lower quality projects will go to zero in this bear market. So it's better to sell them and reinvest into the higher quality projects, because the higher quality projects will survive. In some cases, they'll even do better. And then when the next bull run comes around, that's where you see those 10, 20, 30x gains. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please smash the subscribe button, like this video, and comment below if you have any questions. I'll see you on the next video.